I'd cross 1,000 borders just so I can be with you. Loving you's a mission, but I'm ready. 1,000 borders just so I can be with you. This love I got is nothing to be played with, baby.
Boy, it's Ollie of Ollie and Angie. My name is Olivier. If it's your first time on the channel, I'd like to request that you please drop us a subscribe. Also like and share, comment, and don't hesitate to share the page if you think anything on this page is in fact beneficial. And if you're a next level YouTuber, or at least a next level person that loves what we do, then do click the bell icon. It's somewhere on here, and that way you'll get all the notifications on your phone as soon as we put up a new video. We do put up videos every second week. That's like our usual routine. So every second week you'll get a brand new video from us on a variety of topics, generally all focused on relationships in some way, shape or form. So yeah, all the admin is out the way. Let's jump straight into the topic that we're going to be talking about today. If you've been following our channel, then you know that last 2 weeks back, Angie dropped a video called Mistakes Ladies Make. This is another one of those videos, a reply, a rebuttal, says mistakes guys make, and this is relative to guys making these mistakes before dating or before getting into relationships. So if you loved what Angela did, then I hope that you're gonna like this one as well. She got mad love in the comment section. She got a lot of views. The views are running up, and hopefully the little competitive what do we call him? Angel. I'm not gonna call him a demon. A little competitive angel I've got inside of me wants us to do better than that. So if you love the video, don't hesitate to click on the subscribe button, and don't hesitate to share it, comment, and do whatever else you'd like to do. Also, we've got an Instagram page at Ollie_Angie, or the other way around at Angie_Olie. Find us, follow us. We generally put up any info that we have on the YouTube channel and elsewhere on the Instagram page as well. Now that all the preliminaries are out of the way, let's jump straight into it. Number one. So this is, let me give some context before I get into number one, right? So this is relative to guys who are single, okay? So, but having said mistakes single guys make, it's not only useful to single guys, right? So definitely if you're in a relationship, you can still level up and get your game where it needs to be, but this is primarily focused at mistakes that single guys make. So here goes. Number one, the number one mistake that single guys make is that you are always aiming to impress with things. Alright? Dudes, gentlemen, brothers, please, single guys, wherever you find yourself around the world, stop trying to impress with things.
Oh yes.
Now I understand, I get it, you know, society right now, social media, the whole 9 yards, everyone's trying to show like, yo, Bay and I went here, we did that, this is what the guy's driving, this is what we're eating, and there's a lot of pressure to be materialistic in your initial approach. Single dudes, do not try to impress with things. It's a recipe for disaster. Don't do that. The reason why it's such a bad idea is that, like we all know, things come and go. You know, like stuff comes and goes, money comes and goes. A car, you can have a car today, have an accident tomorrow, and you're pedestrian the day after that. You know, do not impress. Do not try and get out of singleness by impressing ladies with material things. It's not going to work. And even if it does work, right? Even if you are able to impress said female X with the things you have, that's not exactly the type of female you want to have in your life anyway.
Now your head, correct?
Right? Nobody wants to be chilling and hanging out with someone who purely said yes on the basis of what you have, you know?
No.
Do not do that. That's point number one. The mistake many single guys make is they feel that they need to lead, they need to step up, they need to impress with things as a first and primary mode of getting out of singleness. Don't do it, all right? Number two, I'm gonna try to be quick. I'm gonna try to be quick with each point so I don't take too long.
Good.
This video might get too long if I don't like nip it in the bud, right? It's point number one, don't impress with things. Don't do it. Number two, don't focus on aesthetics. Single guys, stop focusing on aesthetics. And when I'm speaking about aesthetics, I'm speaking about the ladies you're looking at.
You're fine. Hi. Bye-bye.
I'm not saying having a really good looking lady is not a great thing. I'm not saying pursuing someone that is aesthetically pleasing is a bad thing. But I'm telling you that the common mistake that single guys make is that they purely approach ladies based on their aesthetics. Whether that be the way their bodies look or whether that be the way their faces look.
That's the one I will marry. That's my wife. She has enough breasts.
Recipe for disaster, my guy. And if you're in the phase of your life where what is most important to you is aesthetics, don't get into a relationship.
Yes.
You're not ready. You're not at the level of maturity you need to be at to actually be in a relationship that's going to be worth anything. Now, just to preface this and put it in context, both Angie and I are Christians, and even our page, our worldview and our perspective on things is Christian by nature, right? So if you're a weird guy that's not necessarily governed by Christian principles and you're just out there to have fun, then this video is not for you.
Jesus Christ are watching you.
But if you're a single guy trying to actually do things the godly way, then this is for you.
Okay.
So here's some very good advice. Do not go for aesthetics as a single guy. It's a recipe for disaster.
She's beautiful, no doubt. But something seriously is missing.
If you're purely pursuing a lady because she looks really great, right? You've got no other data to back up your reason for being interested. It's not because of anything you know, but she just looks amazing and you just want to go out and get out of your single state because she looks good. It's not a good idea. Number one, reason why it's not a good idea is because, as the Bible says, beauty is fleeting, right? Say the lady says, yes, I like you. I'm actually going to date you. And say, for example, you engage or you get married, right? There are zero guarantees when it comes to aesthetic beauty. Not necessarily just because she's going to gain weight or anything like that. But what happens in the event that there's a horrific accident, God forbid? Do you break up and divorce her now because she doesn't look the way she did? What happens if she gives birth and because of the birth process, things go sideways and she has to have surgery and amputation?
I made a mistake.
You cannot base your reason for pursuing a lady on aesthetics because aesthetics are not sustainable in the long run. Don't do it, right? Yeah, it's great. All of us are visual beings, right? When you see someone that looks amazing, we're all seeing the same thing. We're all attracted to her for the same reasons. But don't let that be what makes you engage in conversation, right? That's a very common mistake that guys make. And think about it this way, right? If you're purely going based on looks, you're attracted to this lady and you think, yo, she looks amazing, I'm gonna go talk to her, I'm going to try and ask her out, right? Any self-respecting woman, any woman that's really worth her salt is not just going to say yes. She's going to have to find out, why are you asking me out? You know, why are you here? Why are you talking to me? And if you've got nothing to offer besides the fact that you look great, if she says yes to you purely on those reasons, that's not the type of woman you want to be hanging with, right? That's number two. I'm taking too long on these. Point number three, the mistake that most single guys make, or that single guys make,
Now, what could that be?
is not engaging emotionally, right? There's someone that you're interested in, there's someone that piques your interest for whatever reasons that exist. But now, because of whatever reasons, false ideas of masculinity or societal conforms, whatever you might want to put as a label to it, the mistake many single guys make is that they do not engage emotionally. Now, this is obviously in the single phase before you actually get into a relationship proper. Don't make the mistake of just being there as a human body, right? Now, all of these three initial points all go together because it really points to a superficial individual, someone who is either going to be approaching someone with things, point number one, or number two, either going to be purely focused on aesthetics. Generally, that type of individual is also not going to be emotionally available. They're just there to get what they get, whether it's feeling of achievement because I'm with a really beautiful woman, or the feeling of I've got someone, I've impressed her and she likes me for what I have. Whatever the reasons are, that type of guy is not emotionally engaging.
It's true. It's true. He has a point there.
So even though I'm talking to the dudes in terms of the mistakes we commonly make as single guys, ladies, that's a big red flag. If a dude's not willing to engage emotionally, and I don't mean someone that's just out there crying all the time. I don't mean someone that meets you and they start crying. That's not what I mean. I mean someone that's willing to have genuine, real conversations about real things. All right? So single guys, don't make the mistake of trying to get out of your single phase with someone that you've not been able to engage with emotionally.
Why do you believe so?
Right? I can guarantee you that being on a level with someone at an emotional space is the best thing you can do for yourself as a guy.
Oh, yes.
Now, reason why this is the way society is set up. Men are very isolated. Men are expected to do a lot of things. Men have certain expectations that are said and unsaid. Now, if you're with someone who does not have the ability to create a safe space for you as a man to really be vulnerable and emotional, just imagine the stresses that you carry from your employment, the stresses you carry from your business, the stresses you carry just from society in general, and you cannot even alleviate those pressures in your safest space, which is your home. Don't make the mistake of being with someone that you cannot emotionally engage with. All right, point number 3. Point number 4. A mistake that many single guys make is that they do not require any engagement. They do not require anything from the lady they're pursuing. What do I mean by this? King, know your worth. Like literally, know that you're not out there like begging someone to like you. Single guys sometimes trying to get out of the singleness or whatever the case is, they just approach someone and they just want to give everything. Like, I can give you this, I can give you that. This is what I can do. This is where we're going to go. And you don't require anything from the woman you're interested in. Don't do that to yourself. You're a king. Like, know your worth. As much as you're the one pursuing, the person has to reciprocate certain things. The lady that you're interested in has to show you that she's equally vested in what's going on.
You know my best now.
You're not trying to get into a relationship to babysit someone else's child. I'm not trying to get into a relationship to fund someone's lifestyle. You're not trying to get into a relationship to try and alleviate someone's family's poverty. That's not what it's all about. Like, if I'm approaching you and I've done my homework as a guy, as a genuine individual, and I'm trying to do what's right, don't make the mistake of engaging in a relationship without having the person you're trying to get into a relationship with have certain things that they're putting down on the table too. Like, what are you bringing to the table?
He has a point there.
This is what I like about you. This is what I've observed about you. What have you observed about me? You know, this is why I'm interested in you. This is what has attracted me to you. What about me made you say yes to this initial date? Right? Ask difficult questions, not to try and test someone. It's not that we're trying to test people and trying to see someone's at your level, but you need to have equal vested interest in one another for a relationship to be worth getting into. So a lot of single guys are just so desperate to get out of singleness that they're gonna do all the hard graft, ask this person out, miraculously she says yes. Now you're in this relationship and you're frustrated out of your mind because the person that you're with does not stimulate you mentally. She's got nothing to offer you in conversation. She does not bring anything to the table, even materially, you know? Yo, listen, I need money, I need to get this done, or we need to do this project. The person is just there, they're just a body. Like, don't do that to yourself. Know your worth as a king and present yourself that way. Yes, I'm the one pursuing you. Yes, I'm the one interested in you. But what do you have to offer, my dear lady? And if there's nothing that she can offer you, then respectfully get out of that situation and stay single.
That thing, that girl,
You brought her now. It's not my wife.
Don't make the mistake of just trying to get into these things without having her put something down. Alright? There needs to be skin in the game. Next, a mistake that single guys make is playing the field. Don't do that stuff. I'm not saying that you're in 4 or 5 relationships. I'm even talking about pursuing 4 or 5 different people at the same time. You're not necessarily in a formal relationship with any of them, but you're out here asking this one out today, going out on a date with that one tomorrow, going out with that one the next day.
2 at the same time to me. I'm confused.
Don't do that. That's a mistake many guys make because you are getting options, but we're not out here trying to buy a pair of sneakers. You're not buying a car. You're not buying a house. You don't need to have a look at options. The premise is that I've seen you, I'm interested in you, and I'm pursuing you, right? There needs to be laser focus when you're trying in that single phase. You cannot just be out here DMing 20 different people. Your vision's gonna be blurred. Your ability to perceive what is gonna be skewed, and you are already being the worst type of individual because you're creating all these expectations in people's hearts, and they think, yo, this is my guy, this is my guy. You got 5 different people thinking that, or 5 different women thinking that this is going somewhere good, and inevitably you're breaking 4 hearts if you go with one formally and you drop the other 4. But what happens generally, like playing the field is like a weird drug that guys have. It's a power play. Because you have 4 women or 5 women willing to chat to you at the same time, it gives you a false sense of value as a guy, right?
Are you not ashamed?
You think, yo, this is great. And even if you do decide to formalize a relationship with someone else, you always stand the risk of never officially ending other conversations. And inevitably, when your actual formal relationship goes through a bit of a hiccup or something happens that you don't like, what happens in your mind?
I want to marry another wife.
You start reverting to other conversations. Hey, I haven't checked in on you for a while. How are you doing? One thing leads to the next, and then next thing you know, you're a cheating scumbag who gives the rest of us men a bad name, right? So don't make this mistake. Single guys, if you're single, be single. If you're wanting to get out of singleness, there must be one queen that you're focused on. There must be one queen that you're interested in. There must be one queen that you're investing your time and energy communicating with. There must be one queen that you're pursuing. Only in the event that that particular pursuit completely ends and you know there's nowhere for this thing to go, do you then consider going back out and looking, or at least being open to seeing what else is out there?
Why are we hiding?
Next thing, which is tied to this point, right? We're halfway through this list, is don't drag things on unnecessarily. And this happens oftentimes because you're playing the field, because you've got multiple options and you're juggling and deciding.
Are you normal?
Don't be that guy, right? We're talking about proper guys that have value, that know who they are and are valuable to society and really respect women, treat them as queens, treat them as princesses, treat them as our mothers, not people that look at women as products and commodities and stuff we can shuffle around and move about, right?
You get it? If you don't get it, forget about it.
Don't drag things on unnecessarily. As a man, one of the biggest traits for men is leading. Leadership is having a plan or having a destination and getting to that destination, right? No one wants to be taken on an unnecessary ride. No one jumps on an Uber and then the driver starts driving you all around. You're like, yo, you're supposed to get from A to B. Same concept here. Don't engage in conversations in your single phase that have nowhere that they're going. If you know you don't like someone, if you know that you don't like them like that, let it be known up front.
I made a mistake.
Hey yo, I see you as my sister, whatever. If I've been some kind of way in my conversations and misled you, my apologies, that's not what this is. Be very clear about that. But if you are in fact interested in someone, make it known. Say, listen, I'm approaching you, I'm talking to you because of A, B, C, and D. I would like to get to know you better. I would like to get this relationship to this place, or I'd like to get whatever it is that we're doing right now to this place eventually. And whatever we're doing is contextualized in that. Don't waste people's time. Hey, morning, beautiful. hey, I hope you had a good day, but you've not given any context to what you're doing. Don't be that guy, okay? Someone else might be willing to really take care of her, and you might be, unfortunately, blessed with good looks, whatever the case is. So you've got someone picking you over them because they really don't know. But take yourself off the market if you're not on the market. Don't waste people's time. Treat these people with value because people's time is valuable. Don't be that individual, all right?
Good.
Point number 7. Almost there. Let's go. Point number 7. Have a plan of attack. All right? Like I think that from all the women I've spoken to, right, when it comes to relationships, when I've spoken to them about what they really dislike about guys, and I'm gonna say this as well more specifically, what they really dislike about guys in a church context, is that these dudes, they've used many different terms for it. They've got no swag, they've got no game, they don't know what they're doing, and it's all tied to point number 7. Have a plan of attack, my guy. The mistake many single guys make is they try to pursue someone or try to get out of singleness into a relationship, but they've got zero plan on how to do that.
I've been searching, and I'm still searching.
You're a man. Be a strategist. Be a leader, my guy. Plan something. Plot something. Figure things out. Like, be intentional. Like, what many women would call romantic is simply being thoughtful, thinking ahead. You know, being intent on understanding things and presenting yourself in a way that you're prepared for something. Think about a job interview. No one goes to a job interview not having researched the company, not having understood what the company does, not even having read the job description to know what it is that I'm going to be doing on a daily basis. No one does that stuff. Who does that? Right? No one goes to university and registered for a course and goes to the exam not having read anything unless you're planning to fail. But any self-respecting student with any hopes of passing has done some kind of preparation. Treat this the same ways. Guys, single guys, you make this mistake all the time and you give men a bad name, right? Church guys especially. You use God as a cop-out. You use God as a crutch for your ill-preparedness. Don't walk up to someone, yo, God told me you're gonna be my wife.
God said you will be my wife.
No.
What? Oh, I saw you in a white dress. I was wearing all black. I don't know what it means.
Coming down from heaven with a wedding gown.
I don't know either, my guy. Keep walking. Like, don't be weird. Don't be strange. Don't be random. Like, have a plan. Have a strategy. Put something together. Show some initiative. Show some intent. Show some courage. Show some impetus. Show something. Right? Don't just walk up to someone, hi, can I get your number? No. Why do you want my number? Are you Telcom? Are you Vodacom? I feel like women are proud and they don't want to give numbers. I have no reason to give you my number if I don't know why I'm giving you my number. Have a plan in place. E.g., I like Susan.
Who?
I think Susan is amazing.
I'm sorry, what?
I've been observing Susan for X amount of time.
Your wife, you say we should come and see.
And I really would like to get to know Susan on a personal level. Problem is, I don't know Susan at all. I don't have any relationship with Susan. I don't have any connections to Susan. As a properly thinking man, the plan would be, who does Susan know? Do we have any mutual friends? Are there any things that Susan does that I do, or situation scenarios that could allow us to be in each other's space more often, so as to naturally create some kind of bridge of knowledge? Come on, guys. Let's think. Let's be a little intelligent with our approach. When you're trying to get out, don't make the mistake of just, oh, I feel this way, I like her, I think she's beautiful, let me just go and talk to her. Don't do that. You're not some random thug in a nightclub trying to get some lady's attention with a bottle. You're not that guy. You're a king. Present yourself as such, you know? Hey, my name's Olivier, pleased to meet you. Yeah, leave it. Don't be too aggressive up front. It's my first time meeting you. No one likes a telemarketer that calls you, hi sir, what's your name? Okay, do you want to buy this? I don't know you. Create some kind of rapport. Create some kind of break it down. If I know this is what I'm trying to pursue with you, Susan, maybe it's gonna take 3, 4, 5 greetings, simple greetings. Hey, my name's Olivier, how are you? I see you also work out at the same gym. I always see you working out. I think you really, really work hard. Yeah, I'm also here all the time. What times do you work out? Oh, okay, no, cool. Good seeing you. All right, cool, bye. Next time you see her, next time you show interest, actually remember your name. Hey, Susan, remember we met last time? Nah, different, just having another workout. Been a tough week for me. What about you? I'm doing legs today. What are you doing? Third time, she'll remember your name. Hey, Olivier, how are you? Hey, Susan, no, I'm good. Fourth time, next thing you know, when you see each other at the gym, you're smiling, you're waving. All right? Fifth time, Susan introduced you to a friend. Hey, this is my friend, Olivier, meet my friend. Oh, okay, hey, Roxy, yeah, God, pleased to meet you. Okay, yeah, we met. By the time you know it, you have a plan. It might not be instant, but you've built rapport over time, and you've created a situation and a scenario where when you decide that you're actually going to try get out of singleness with Susan, it's not random and awkward and aggressive. Okay, it's like, hey, listen, we've been talking for a long time. I've liked you from the first time I saw you in the gym. I've observed you over time. You know, we're talking, we're chatting. I've spoken to so-and-so about you as well. Look, I really want to do more than just this. You know, I want to get to know you at a personal level. I want to become your boyfriend. I want to become my girlfriend. And I would love for that to go somewhere positive, you know. Would you mind going on a date with me? Very, extremely different outcome will come out of that, as opposed to first time I see you, hey, let me take you for a drink. No. Okay? Just a tip from me. Use it, don't use it. Number eight, okay? Tip number 8. A mistake that single guys make is they always try to be in a relationship, or at least try to get into a relationship whilst staying in the boys' club. Let me explain what this is all about. There's a certain level of maturity that's required from a person who wants to be in relationships with the intent of marriage that you will not have as part of a boys' club, okay? You need to level up your thinking to become a part of a men's club. Let me explain the difference. Boys want to do this, they want to do that, want to party, want to hang out, they want to be free. They basically just want to do whatever they want to do. That's a boy's mentality. Yo, we're not planning, we're not thinking, we're spending money, we're not looking for the future, we're not thinking of investment, none of that stuff. Boys just want to hang out, have fun. Okay?
Ross, it's hard.
If you're in that phase of your life, don't get into relationships. Many single guys make a mistake of trying to get into a relationship at that phase of their lives, and then you're surprised relationships don't work. Reason why they don't work is because women need time and attention. I'm not saying that they're going to take your time 24/7 or need you to be there available all the time, but they need your time and attention. They need you to show that they're the most important person. And you will not be able to do that if you're still running around with boys, okay? If you're running around with men, that's a whole different ballgame. Because you guys, when you meet, you're talking about real things. You're planning real things. You have a plan in life, you know, you're kind of working towards certain things. And your real guys will encourage you to take care of your women. At least the type of guys you need to be hanging around with. They're not going to be the ones encouraging, she's always nagging you, let's go out, leave her. That's not what you need to be doing. Leave the boys' club. Leave the childish things behind and start thinking about building. Remember, a lady that you want, the queen you want, needs to be someone that's also thinking about building, okay? Remember the point I gave about what is she bringing to the table? If she's at that phase where she wants to build and establish something, and you still at the phase where you're trying to play, it's not going to work. That's why a lot of women label a lot of men as childish. It's because these people that are not ready to get into relationships because they're still in the boys' club are out here dating people. And then that label is put on every other man.
Oh, yes.
Now, ladies, this is a side note for you. The reason why this happens all the time, we can blame these boys as much as we like. We can blame these immature kids as much as we like. But ultimately, you have the power to say yes or no to any relationship. If a man approaches you and you say yes, and you take that on, you needed to do your homework as well and decide, yo, this man is not yet at the level of maturity I need him to be at. So before you go around blaming every man around, every men are trash, men are this, men are that, look at your choices. Ultimately, no one comes and says, you have to date me, you have to be in a relationship with me. At some point, this was a stranger. At some point, this was someone you didn't know romantically. You said yes. And along the way, there were many different signs, telltale signs here and there, and you chose to stay for whatever reason. Right? I'm not exonerating him from being an idiot and a child of Satan. That's not what I'm doing. What I'm saying is that if he approaches you and you don't feel he's at the level of maturity, you don't feel he's giving you the time and attention you deserve, you have the right to say no. Right of admission reserved. Don't act like someone forced themselves into your lives, okay? And gentlemen, if you're looking to have a God-honoring relationship that is going to lead to marriage, in your single phase, make sure you get done with the boys club before you start engaging queens. Don't do that, okay? Number 9. Many dudes make the mistake, many single dudes make the mistake of ignoring the friend zone. Now, this links up to the other point I made about having a plan, having a strategy. Now, there's so much negativity around the friend zone. There's so much negativity about being a close friend to someone. But remember, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because you also are an emotional individual. You don't want to have your heart broken. You don't want to have your emotions all over the place. The friend zone is a very safe place for a gentleman looking to get into a relationship. Don't underestimate the value of the friend zone, especially if you're the one that initiates your position in that zone. What the friend zone gives you is deep insight into someone's psyche. You get to see how she thinks. You get to know her at a very relaxed level, right? It gives you insight into her relations. What kind of person is she? You know, how does she think? How does she treat men? How does she consider men? It gives you insight into her friend circle. What kind of people does she run around with? What kind of girls does she spend time with? You know, it gives you almost a bird's eye view of this person of interest before you step out and commit. Now, the reason why so many guys can't get out the friend zone, it's not because you were in the friend zone. Don't demonize the friend zone. Sometimes you don't get out the friend zone because you have no plan.
They have failed! Finished.
You're in the friend zone, but you literally have nothing to offer either way. That's a different thing altogether. But what I'm saying is, it is very wise, it is very strategic, it is very intelligent, gentlemen, to maximize and leverage the power of the friend zone, right? It's not a bad thing to be in the friend zone. It's a wise place to be. You protect your heart, you protect your feelings, and you protect the prospective lady you're interested in. Because you're not approaching someone, offering them the world, and then they put all the emotions in you and expect so much from you, and then you can't deliver, right? A lot of men overpromise and underdeliver, going back to point number 1. And anytime you overpromise and underdeliver, you are underwhelming. No one wants to be with anyone that's underwhelming. No one wants to be with anyone that promised you this and then you get that, right? They teach us in sales, rather underpromise and overdeliver. That's the value of the friend zone, because you're just a regular dude, right? She gets to know you for who you are. She gets to know you for the little things that you do, and you get to learn and study her. And then actually, you don't promise a lot because you're just a friend. But then when it comes to delivering, you're like, yo, this guy is actually hitting top marks here. And when you approach someone, say, look, we're friends. I understand that. But these are the reasons why I believe we could be more than friends. And you show that you've showed interest. It shows that you've done a lot of work. You've put in your homework. You've studied the person. You know what she likes. You know what she doesn't like. You appreciate her for her little nuances, the little things that annoy you about her that you still find cute.
She's not. This girl can no.
That's a different type of relationship as opposed to, hey, look at me, I got muscles, I got a nice car, I got a big wallet, let me take you for a drink. The person that says yes to that type of guy is not the queen you're going to be building a kingdom with. The type of lady that would appreciate a thoughtful, caring, understanding man that has had a plan and that worked gradually to win me over, that's a queen you can build a kingdom with. All right? Point number 10. A lot of single guys make the mistake of not respecting a no. If you are getting a no for whatever reason, you've tried what you could, you presented yourself the way you feel you did your best, and someone still says no to a relationship, literally take it like a man and move on.
Yes, if God says yes, who can say no?
There is nothing more creepy, more annoying than a man who thinks that a no is just someone trying to play hard to get. Alright? Side note, ladies who want to play hard to get, one day you're gonna play so hard to get, you're never gonna be got.
Is that what are you saying?
Back to the gentleman. If you are receiving a no from someone, accept it respectfully. I know it hurts. I know it sucks. No one wants to be rejected. But walk away and keep the relationship as amicable as possible. The reason why this is important is that if you genuinely love this person and your heart is broken by this situation and you still hope that there's love there and that you can still make something happen, the worst thing you can do is become a pushy, stalker person that doesn't respect someone's wishes.
No.
Yes?
I said no.
Yes!
The reason why she's saying no could be just because she's not yet at the stage of readiness she needs to be at to commit to a relationship at that level. Understand that maybe you're early to the game. Back off. Take a bit of time. Don't press someone. Be like, yo, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's all good. I understand. Let it be. Okay? Don't be awkward about it. If you see her somewhere, greet her. Hey, how are you? I'm fine, I'm doing good. And move on. Be strong. Be a man. Be a king about it. Know your worth. Know your value. You don't want to be with someone who doesn't value you or someone who accepted your relationship proposal because she felt sorry for you. Immediately when you're in a relationship with a queen, you need to be a king. Like, you can't be a queen and a prince. You can't be a queen and a servant. The dynamics don't work. We equally need to be excited about being in this relationship. You need to be as enthusiastic about me as I am about you. I'm not coming to beg you to like me. Come on, know your worth, bro. Know your value. And be like, if someone says no to you, it's either their loss or your gain. Sometimes the best things you can hear in life is a no, because you dodged the bullet, right? If someone's not ready to have you the way you are with what you have and what you bring to the table, don't settle for someone who's always gonna undermine you and look down on you.
It's true. It's true. He has a point there.
There is someone else somewhere that would absolutely value what you're presenting, would absolutely love who you are, would love what you bring into the table. And that's the type of relationship you want to have. Single guys make the mistake of becoming obsessed and almost becoming stalker, rapey type of guys.
Give me Sister Joy or I die.
Don't be that guy. Don't make that mistake. If for whatever reason you get a no, take it on the chest. Breathe through the wound. Let it simmer. Take time to recover. And if you're out of that boys club, you're going to have male friends, real men that you can talk to. They will be there for you. They'll encourage you. They'll motivate you. They'll rebuild you. Like, you don't have to be alone in this situation. But the problem is when something like that happens, a rejection, boys will laugh at you. You got rejected, you got turned down. And then you're suffering with a broken heart on your own, having to pretend like you don't because you're part of this boys club. But men won't do that to you. They'll encourage you. They'll motivate you. They'll help you put your crown back on straight. So those are the top 10 tips I wanted to give. Obviously the list is not exhaustive, but dudes, this is the mistake that single guys make. And even if you're not single, but you've picked up that you've made some of these mistakes somewhere, you can always go back and rectify it and level up and become a better version of you. Ladies, comment in the sections which ones of these things you think were spot on and what you think was most important and vital. So we'll be back with another video in 2 weeks or less, who knows, but it's been wonderful doing this list of mistakes that single guys make. Peace, adios, have fun, and like, share, subscribe, do all those wonderful things. How do I end the video? Bye.
I crossed 1,000 borders just so I can be with you. Loving you's a mission, but I'm ready. 1,000 borders just so I can be with you. This love I got is nothing to be played with, baby.